actual topic is something very well planned for the current education system. So the topic basically talks about the digitization and what is that the online and the digital education and the emerging equitable use of technology. This is very important, the equitable use of technology. So what is this equitable use of technology that we talk? This is to deal with the digital divide, especially in the country like India. You have lot of semi-urban and rural background students. So now, how do we actually consolidate all these work students in one forum so that they use this technology in a much better way? As of now, the technology that is actually being considered is most suitable for the people in the urban area with a good educational background, especially in the with the medium of instruction as English. Now I am very happy that even YouTube has a lot of good lectures that they have actually recorded in Hindi and local languages. People are actually coming out with some innovative ideas, but still it has not yet reached. It has reached to some extent the semi-urban area, but not the rural areas. There is, see, for example, I have seen the students are very good in English, sorry, mathematics, especially people from some of the states. They are very good in mathematics, but they can't speak English. So therefore, they don't understand the other subjects like science, social studies, or other things. So because majority of the texts are written in um, the English language. So therefore, even AICT has come out with an preparation that we have to prepare a lot of modules, both in text, in written, as well as in the videos are to be done in local languages. So even the degrees are also being offered in regional languages. So it is a move that has started, but still it has to pick up. So now today we will just see what is that actually we are supposed to do over a period of time, especially to catch this younger generation. So don't think that only the urban generation is addicted to mobile and the rural generation is not addicted to mobile. Actually, there is a problem. Rural people are more addicted to mobile. So therefore, watching videos on mobile is common in rural also. It is not that they don't know, but the problem is use of what you said. One is the language understanding, and another one is the use of tools so that it can actually better used by all people. So we will have a small presentation. Let us share. 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. Yeah. Yes, I have slightly changed my topic. Sorry. This is the leveraging the benefit of NEP to revolutionize the curriculum and pedagogy to foster research and innovation culture. So now, is my slide is visible? Is my slide is visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is visible, sir.
Thank you. So now, as you know, the salient features of NEP 2020, very important that you have to consider is multilingualism is the underlying principle of the policy. What is that multilingualism? And the home language, mother tongue, and regional language to be the medium of instruction up to class 5. Okay, so other things I don't want to discuss because you might have already. And the other important thing, you please see what I'm trying to tell you. Experiential learning, including arts integrated and sports integrated education, as well as storytelling based pedagogy. Okay, so these are some of the important thing that I am catching towards today's topic. Okay, then these are all we are not much one. So now it is also linked with the sustainable development goal. 1 minute. Sorry, ek lecture undi 1 hour. Okay, so what is that they are trying to see that by 2030, eliminate the gender disparities in education and ensure equal access to all level of education and vocational training for the vulnerable, including the person of disabilities, indigenous people, and children in vulnerable situations. This is also very important thing that we are called, and this is by 2030 ensure that the all girls and boys complete free, equitable, and quality primary and secondary education, leading to the relevant and goal for effective learning. Okay, then the other one is very important thing. Oh, please see, by 2030, we have to ensure that all learners acquire the knowledge and skills needed to promote sustainable development, including, among others, through education for sustainable development and sustainable lifestyles, human rights, gender equality, promotion of culture of peace and non-violence, global citizenship and appreciation of cultural diversity, and of culture's contribution to sustainable development. So these are some of the important thing, and the vocational education is given very importance. It has been given importance in a new educational policy, and here they are talking about the skill labs in collaboration with polytechnics and local industries. And there is also proposal to set up vocational courses in through online mode. Okay, so there is a language policy. Okay, the people have to option to study only in Hindi and English. Then there are a lot of other changes. We don't want to worry about that. That is none of our. So also, India is the demography, like expect to deliver the much awaited demographic dividend that the experts have spoken about. That India is one of the youngest population in the world, and an asset called demographic dividend. Okay, which has been extensively studied by the researcher. So the major reforms is 50% gross enrollment ratio by 2050, and holistic multidisciplinary education, flexibility of subjects, and credit transfer and academic bank of credits, HAIs, research intensive and teaching intensive universities and autonomous degree granting universities, colleges, and model multidisciplinary education and research universities. There are very important that these are all some of the things that are coming out. Let us not worry about that. And there is a thing that is going to set up like a national education technology forum. Okay, and there is a special education zone for disadvantaged regions, and there is a national institute for Pali, Persian, and Prakrit also. And so there should be a focus on literature and scientific vocabulary of Indian languages. There is a language faculty in every institute, and the in okay, there are a lot of such kind of things are actually coming. Then very important that we have to discuss as per today's topic is the use of technology in education planning, teaching, learning, and assessment, administration and management, regulation of self-disclosure, and minimum human interference. Okay, and there is an increase assess for disadvantaged group. This is very important, and Divyang friendly education software that people have to think. Then e-content in regional languages, virtual labs through national education technology forms, digitally equipping schools, teachers, and students, and so on. So all these things now we have to talk with respect to education 4.0. So what is education 4.0 is a desired approach to learning that aligns itself with the emerging fourth industrial revolution. And this industrial revolution focuses on smart technologies, artificial intelligence, robotics, all of it now impact on everybody's lives. And for universities to continue and produce successful graduates, they must prepare their students for a world where these cyber physical systems are prevalent across the industries. And this means that teaching students about this technology as a part of curriculum, changing the approach to the learning together, and utilizing the technology to better improve the universal education. So, how do we prepare students for evolving industries? Very important. This is not being as we know, cyber physical systems are steadily becoming more integrated into various industries, inevitably affecting skill requirements for employees. The research by McKinsey Digital revealed that due to fourth industrial revolution, 60% of all the occupations could be potentially have at least a third of their activities automated. This is very important. And in 2016, the World Economic Forum produced a record exploring these changes. They predicted that by 2020, more than a third of desired core skill sets of most occupations will be comprised of skills that are not yet considered crucial to the job today. And some of the soft skills they claim will soon become indispensable, like problem solving, social skills, process skills, and many other things. And what is a new approach to learning? By aligning teaching and learning methods with the skills needed in the future, the universities can be sure they are successfully preparing their students for the fourth industrial revolution. And one method of doing so is by encouraging accelerated remote learning, which is the idea that students will learn theoretical knowledge remotely using digital means, whilst ensuring any practical skills are still learned face to face. And there is one called student centered active learning environment for undergraduate programs, and it describes a place where student teams are given interesting things to investigate while their instructor roams asking questions, sending one team to help another, or asking why someone got a different answer, and so on. So, therefore, we may see students assessed instead of analyzing their learning journey to a practical experiential based on projects and field works. And of course, the biggest change that we like to see as a part of Education 4.0 is the deeper fusion of technology in teaching process. And the ultimate purpose of utilizing this technology and adopting new methods is to place the students at the center of education process and shifting the focus from teaching to learning. So, how do we adapt to these new realities? Higher education institutions are moving towards a more personalized ways of learning. Then, utilizing data and tracking student performance, universities will be able to identify struggling students and provide optimized learning strategies to suit their needs. And Education 4.0 embraces in advance in analytics and uses it to treat each student as an individual, understand everyone's learning needs, and desired outcomes will be different. And there also have been talks of entirely customizable degrees where student doesn't have to pick just one or two subjects to study, but he can select modules from multiple programs. So, one of the Oxford professor of higher education is Simon Marginson believes that as long as they retain fixed curricula, flexibility makes other institutions to look over lower quality. Yet, the new approach to program structure is likely to create more versatile, well rounded students who can adapt themselves to various career options, something that will extremely valuable in future. So, regardless, in order to produce graduates who are prepared to take on the future of the state employment, universities must evolve and accept the changes to some traditional processes that are inevitable. So very important. See, if we taught music the way we try to teach engineering in an unbroken 4 years course, we could end up with all theory and no music. So when we study music, we start to practice from the beginning and we practice for the entire time. And this should be done actually. Okay. So let me actually show you one video before. Just give me 1 minute. One minute. Yeah.
के लक्ष्य के साथ आओ बनाए नया भारत।
Yeah, I'll just show.
हॉलीडे प्लानिंग पार्ट 2। इस बार क्या ड्रामा होगा?
तू सही था छोटे, पूल चाहिए।
भैया
Sorry. I just show you one video of the situation in India, digital divide in India. Okay.
डिजिटल डिवाइड पे एक केस स्टडी के तौर पे हम इसको देखेंगे। देखिए स्टूडेंट्स जो हैं मिजोरम के गांव की बात हो रही है यहाँ पे, उनको 3 किलोमीटर ट्रैक करके चढ़ाई चढ़ के जाना पड़ता है ऑनलाइन एग्जाम्स देने के लिए, क्योंकि उनके एरिया में कनेक्शन, मोबाइल कनेक्शन या इंटरनेट कनेक्शन कह लीजिए, बहुत ही पुअर है। तो ये एक डिजिटल डिवाइड एक बहुत बड़ी सच्चाई है इंडिया की, जिसको हम समझने की कोशिश करेंगे। अबाउट लैक ऑफ इंटरनेट कनेक्टिविटी, कोविड के टाइम पे हमने सबसे ज़्यादा क्या देखा कि सबसे ज़्यादा सफ़र अगर किसी ने किया है, बिजनेसेस ने सफ़र किया है, लेकिन चलिए इकोनॉमी जो है देश की वो इम्प्रूव हो जाएगी, लेकिन जिन बच्चों का समय पढ़ाई का इस टाइम पे वेस्ट हुआ है उसको रिकवर कर पाना बहुत ही मुश्किल है। कैसे? चाहे बहुत अच्छे अच्छे स्कूलों ने ऑनलाइन क्लासेस जो हैं चलाने की कोशिश की, पूरी चलाई भी होंगी, लेकिन अब देखिए इंडिया में बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो फ़ोन अफोर्ड नहीं कर सकते, एरियाज़ हैं जहाँ पे इंटरनेट नहीं आता, वहाँ पे स्टूडेंट्स ने बहुत ज़्यादा सफ़र किया है। दिस इज़ रियल एग्जाम्पल। ओके, तो यहाँ पे इसी तरह से ये मिजोरम की हम बात कर रहे हैं, बट ये सच्चाई इंडिया के हर गांव की है। लैक ऑफ इंटरनेट कनेक्टिविटी, एक रिमोट विलेज है मिजोरम का, मावरे विलेज, इसका प्रोनाउंसिएशन कुछ भी हो सकता है, मारई विलेज। यहाँ पे स्टूडेंट्स जो हैं एक पहाड़ चढ़ के जाते हैं, लोकेटेड अबाउट 10 किलोमीटर फ्रॉम द बॉर्डर ऑफ म्यांमार से 10 किलोमीटर की दूरी पे है ये। वो एक पहाड़ चढ़ के जाते हैं अपना ऑनलाइन एग्जाम देने। तो इस तरह का उन्होंने बनानास का लीव्स का ये शेड बना रखा है जहाँ पे मतलब पहाड़ पे कहीं पे सिग्नल सही आता है, और यहाँ पे बैठ के ये स्टूडेंट्स अपना पेपर जो है वो लिखते हैं। तो सोचिए रात को प्रिपेयर करेंगे, दूसरे दिन इतनी दूर चढ़ के जाएंगे, और वहाँ पे भी हो सकता है कि सिग्नल कम हो जाए कभी कभी। तो यहाँ पे इशू क्या है? लैक ऑफ इंटरनेट कनेक्टिविटी का इस रिमोट विलेज में, जहाँ पे यहाँ पे अंडर ग्रेजुएट स्टूडेंट्स की बात कर रही हूँ, और बाकी स्टूडेंट्स सोचिए जो स्कूल के हैं उनके लिए कितना मुश्किल है। अंडर ग्रेजुएट स्टूडेंट्स जो एटलीस्ट पढ़ना लिखना जानते हैं, जिनके पास शायद फोन्स भी होंगे, उनको इतना प्रॉब्लम आ रही है कि ट्रैक करके जाना पड़ रहा है। और देखिए दिस इज द ओनली स्पॉट नियर हिज विलेज दैट हैज स्टेबल इंटरनेट कनेक्शन, और यही 3 किलोमीटर चल के दूर जाने के बाद ही यही जगह है पूरे विलेज में जहाँ पे इंटरनेट कनेक्शन आता है और ये बैठ के अपने सेमेस्टर एग्जाम्स लिखते हैं। और मैप में आप यहाँ पे मिजोरम को देख सकते हैं। ओके, मिजोरम की कैपिटल है आइजोल और ये 7 सिस्टर्स का मैप है यहाँ पे। अब इस टॉपिक को देखिए। और अब ये जो विलेज है ये मारा ऑटोनॉमस डिस्ट्रिक्ट काउंसिल के अंदर आता है। और यहाँ पे जो मारा स्टूडेंट्स ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है, एमएसओ जिसको कहते हैं, उन्होंने ये बैम्बू का जो शेल्टर है वो मिलके स्टूडेंट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ने बनाया है कि बच्चे एटलीस्ट बैठ के कहीं पे अपना एग्जाम्स जो है वो शुरू कर सके। और ये जो पूरा शेड बनाया है जिसका पिक्चर मैंने आपको दिखाया, बैम्बू, टिम्बर और बनाना लीव्स को यूज करके इन्होंने इसको क्रिएट किया। इस तरह का शेड जो आप साइड में पिक्चर में देख सकते हैं। अब यहाँ पे देखिए 43 स्टूडेंट्स हैं मारई विलेज से जो इस एग्जाम के लिए बैठते हैं। मोस्टली आप देखें मारा ट्राइबल्स हैं जो इस विलेज में रहते हैं और वेरी रिमोट विलेज, बहुत दूर, यहाँ पे कनेक्टिविटी भी इतनी अच्छी नहीं है। और आप देख सकते हैं कि आइजोल जो कि मिजोरम की कैपिटल है वहाँ से ये गांव 350 किलोमीटर्स है, यानी 12 घंटे की जर्नी टोटल है। अब मिजोरम यूनिवर्सिटी जो है 2000 में इस्टेब्लिश हुई थी और इस यूनिवर्सिटी के अंदर 35 एफिलिएटेड कॉलेजेस हैं और इन कॉलेजेस के सभी स्टूडेंट्स के एग्जाम हो रहे हैं। अप्रॉक्सीमेटली देख लीजिए 24,000 स्टूडेंट्स यहाँ पे रजिस्टर हुए हैं ऑनलाइन सेमेस्टर एग्जाम्स के लिए। अंडर ग्रेजुएट एग्जाम्स जून 28 को खत्म।
So hope you just saw one case study. It was just one case study in the sense like that there are many villages in India which are actually not being provided enough opportunity to learn like the cities or the semi-urban area. So therefore people have to, it is education. See, for example, what I'm trying to tell you, when there is no difference between BE from Mizoram University or BE from Calcutta University or BE from Bombay University. When there is no degree, the same degree is valid all over India. So then there should be the same, it is the expectation of the students that the same set of what you say, the resources should be available. So otherwise, it is like an injustice to one part of the country or few parts of the country or few population of the country. So therefore, the people have to take enough consideration while making the universities or taking decisions and what you say, the building institutions and many other things. So you cannot make resource crunch at one place and make a huge number of what you say, the accessible resources in another. So therefore, this is equitable resources for this digital education is a very important factor. And unless nowadays, without digital technologies, you cannot even teach well also. So therefore, you have to make a balance. And how do we make a balance is a very big question. So with that, we will move to the other aspects of industry relations. Yeah. See how it started. Let me just tell you. The first is Industrial Revolution 1.0. Okay. The Industrial Revolution 1.0 was on mechanization, in the sense the industrial production based on machines powered by water and steam. The Industrial Revolution 2.0 was on electrification, like mass production using assembly lines. Then Industry 3.0 was talking about automation using electronics and computer science. And Industry 3.5 was on globalization, that is offshoring of production to low-cost economies. Then Industry 4.0 talks about digitization. Okay, so that is connecting devices, data analytics, artificial intelligence to automate processes for that. And Industry 5.0 talks about personalization. This is very important. The fifth industrial revolution or the Industry 5.0 will be focused on the cooperation between the man and the machine. The human intelligence works in harmony with cognitive computing by putting humans back onto the industrial production with collaborative robots, and workers will be upskilled to provide value-added tasks in production, leading to mass customization and personalization for customers. So the industry 4.0 ecosystem is something like this. You have cybersecurity, big data, advanced manufacturing systems, sensors, 3D printing, logistics, then robotics. Lot of things are actually as a part of industry. There are six drivers of change in the workplace. One is extreme longevity, that is, people are living longer. So by 2025, the number of Americans over 60 will increase by 70%. And the rise of smart machines and systems, that is, the technology can always augment and extend our own capabilities. Workplace automation is killing the repetitive jobs. Then computational world increases in sensors and processing makes the world a programmable system. That is, the data will give us the ability to see the things on a scale that has never been possible. Then a new media ecology, that is, new communication tools require media literacies beyond the text. Usual communication media is becoming now vernacular. Then character superstructured organizations, that is, the social technologies now drive a new forms of production and value creation. That is, social tools are allowing organizations to work at extreme scales. And globally connected world, diversity and adaptability is at the center of operations. The United States and Europe no longer hold a monopoly on the job creation, innovation, and political power. So now problem is what is taught and what is learned. There is a big this one. What is taught is formal curriculum. What is learned is hidden curriculum. So one tool to think about the student's experience is the notion of hidden curriculum. So now please see what is the aspirations of the Generation Z people. At the earlier time, there was only few distractions and they were controllable in nature, like TV, music. But now, there is a ubiquitous mobile phone has changed the rules. Then reading habit has inevitably developed, at least at the medium level. At that time, now with video streaming, new shorts, Twitter, anything over a paragraph is daunting. There is a hands-on parental involvement in learning. Here now it is drastically reduced, instructions inundated with more responsibility. Then there is a homogeneous education experience across the institute. Now different models of teaching across the schools and colleges, distracting for an average student. Earlier, there was a clarity drawn over career path. Now, boundaries across disciplines are blurred. Limited, mostly reliable, formally published information was available. Now, the information overload, often unverified, often deliberately inaccurate. Then, face to face interaction dominant. Now, vital interaction is very much dominant. Virtual interaction, sorry. And appreciation was rare, mainly earned through significant effort and achievement. Here now appreciation is ubiquitous, leading to skewed perceptions of the self. So now what was education 1.0? The centuries of experience was with memorization. Education 2.0 was morely on internet enabled learning. Education 3.0 on basically consuming and producing knowledge. And education 4.0 on empowering education to produce innovation. Okay. So, for example, the meaning is dictated in education 1.0, socially constructed in 2.0, and socially constructed and contextually reinvented in education 3.0. And technology is confiscated at the classroom door. Now it is cautiously adopted in digital migrants and everywhere ambient in digital universe. The teaching is done teacher to student at that time, and in education 2.0, the teacher to the student and student to student. It is progressivism, and teacher to student, student to student. Anything is possible here. Co-constructivism. Schools are located in building blocks. Now schools are everywhere, thoroughly infused into the societies, cafes, bowling alleys, bars, workplaces, everywhere. Parents view schools as daycare. Now they view the place for them to learn to. Teachers are licensed professionals. Now teachers are everybody are teachers and everywhere. Hardware, software in the schools are purchased at the great cost and ignored, and now availability of low cost and used purposely. And industry views graduate as assembly line workers now as co-workers or entrepreneurs. So basically, in education 1.0 during ancient Middle Ages, the education was imparted as a person-to-person basis, thus limited in scale and informal in nature. And in education 2.0, the invention of printing press allowed the masses to get access to basic education and brought in the culture of scientific inquiry. In education 3.0, the emergence of internet and IT changed the mode of delivery, providing the technology platform to learn. So therefore, education 4.0, the learner will always be at the center of the education ecosystem. Learning at the university as the learning from the peers, industry, and society at large. Dynamic technology, experiential learning, industry, society, university, mood. So many things actually plays a very vital role. Now, what are the challenges for the workforce? The rapid change of necessary qualification, then ergonomical improvement through use of robots, creation of new jobs for highly skilled workers in the areas of planning, configuration, and maintenance of new technologies, expansion of low skilled work through the use of robots and assisting systems, extensive control and monitoring of workers' behavior and performance, increased expectation regarding individual flexibility. So there are very important five I's in education 4.0. One is imbibing, initializing the basic concepts. Then iterating, practicing fundamental skills rigorously. Then interpreting, taking facts from study and applying them to different situations with adaptive alterations. Interest, developing through curiosity about a subject so as to dwell deep and create further body of knowledge. Innovating means think differently and come up with original concepts and build innovative ideas, products, and services. So now let us see each one. Very important, imbibe from different resources. So very important, boredom sets in easily for today's students. There is a need to infuse excitement from visual and oral inputs. So therefore, you should use multiple sources. The internet is the best friend, films, experiences, and so on. Change the source material year after year, keeping the curriculum at the leading edge. Then iterate, that is gamify the test, run them as competition. Subject championship as teams and evaluated through the year. Okay. And redefine the assignments as challenges where more and more elements of knowledge can be synthesized. Then interpret. From students' teams, give open-ended projects involving sports or other avenues. For example, while teaching economics basics, let the student do a project on evaluation models for a football or a kabaddi players. Interest, cover one part of the concept in a class, get the group of students to deliver the remaining part. So different group on each concept. So this removes the stage fright and makes them willing participants too. Innovate, go cross-discipline, groups of teachers amalgamate these subjects to craft year-long projects with a presentation month. So basically the education paradigm, you have requirements for basic knowledge, There is an empty container paradigm. There is a computer interface with thinking. Learning occurs individually. So this is the education paradigm. क्या है?
बाद में मुझे आप क्लास ले रहे हैं तो क्या करें?
मैं वही आ जाता हूँ, वो दे दो, मैं देख,
ये पागलपंती दिखानी सर आप,
मैं वही आ जाता हूँ.
ठीक है सर.
So basically, how do we learn? How much do we remember? Like, as we know, verbal learning is only 30%, visual learning is around 50%, and action learning is actually 100%. So from reading to hearing words to view pictures to watch moving pictures to watch demonstration to teach the activity to simulate the activity to participate in the activity. So therefore, you should be more in action learning. So complexity in our research and teaching activities. There is an increasing diversity of the students, multi ethnic, cultural, full-time, vocational, multilingual. The omnipresence of mobile devices and social media, modular study programs, a variety of available settings, formats, and technologies like e-learning, blended learning, inverted classrooms, peer teaching, etc. Growing demand in sense of studyability, employability, high scores in all kinds of rankings. A rapid progress in virtually and discipline, constantly producing new knowledge. The emergence of cross and transdisciplinary problems and related fields of research, and a pervasive real-time availability of any conceivable information, often edited formats, tutorials, presentations, and so on. The pervasive impact of ICTs on all aspects of life. There is a massive increase in ICT usage. Almost 1.2 billion personal computers are there, and 1.6 plus billion internet users, inclusive of shared and mobile access, 1.4 billion telephone landlines, 2.4 billion TV sets, and 2.4 billion radio sets, 5 billion cell phones, over 2 billion text messaging users. Major impact of ICT accessibilities on education, economic, government relations, and cultural opportunities. So now there is a data analytics tsunami is about to hit the education sector, and people can do that. So now, therefore, the problem is education, self-education is a problem, education. So what we can do? We must use contemporary methods or models for teaching learning as a transdisciplinary model, problems and research-based learning, incorporate in the model how humans learn, use of brain-based techniques, develop some cognitive and social competencies for teachers and students. So there is a neuroeducation refers to creating scientific interventions whose purpose is to impact brain structure. So there is a positive outcome such as increased intelligence, improved memory, or a better ability to pay attention. So as you know, there is a brain-based technique. Working memory can stay activated only for 10 to 20 minutes for demanding tasks. So therefore, you should divide the whole teaching into some kind of what you say, the demos, exercises, feedback, discussion, and many other things. So the future of e-learning is very important. What will be the next learning? One is MOOCs. It is already it has taken up its this one. Massive open online courses will allow millions of people to take same course at once from anywhere in the world. Then gamification, the courses which include games, challenges, interactive elements, opportunity to develop strategies, concepts, immediate feedback, and characters with distinct personalities. Then mobile learning. Courses and learning objects will become accessible on mobile devices that will allow to share the knowledge. Social learning. the social media will be more integrated in the learning environment. So Facebook is used to provide materials and intersection activities to build the learning communities. Twitter for introductions, pre-training preparations, and instructions. Conversations, YouTube for training videos, Instagram to share photos, presentations, charts, and schemes. Then there is a personalization. Teachers and educators will implement a more personalized approach to teaching and training, based on which individuals unique competencies and learning preferences. Wearable learning. Technologies like Google Glass and other wearables tech devices will become so readily available to primitate the learning environment. So these are all some of the features of e-learning. So modern enterprise learning, actually moving in 90s, we were talking about traditional and computer assisted training. Okay. Uh, then it was the instructor and computer based text. They implemented the LMS as the administration panel. In 2000, the e-learning era is more on uh, materials, online information, and instructions. In 2005, blended and informal learning came into being, mixing all forms of media with informal learning. And now today it is collaborative, talent driven learning, formalize informal learning, and collaboration and talent management by design. So there are a lot of sorry mega there is something called mega trends. The students will now work in peer-to-peer networks or organizations which are open and structurally liquid. They will be hired and laid off on demand as the work as free agents. They will have to compete for employment on global market. New skills and competencies will become more important, such as non-linear thinking, social and intercultural skills, self-management, etc. So therefore this is something which is very this one. So people will do many things ad hoc. So the new engine growth for labor 4.0 is there is a transformative shift in traditional farming to smart farming, traditional SME to startups, traditional services to high value services, unskilled laborers from knowledge workers to high skilled laborers, buy technologies to make technologies. And there are clusters for innovation and startup. So the labor demand has changed a lot. So earlier in 2015, the labor skills were more of complex problem solving, coordinating with others, people management, critical thinking, negotiation, quality control, service orientation, judgment and decision making, active listening, and creativity. Now it is complex problem solving, critical thinking, creativity, people management, coordinating with others, emotional intelligence, judgment and decision making, service orientation, negotiation, and cognitive flexibility. So, what are the skills for tomorrow needed in fourth industrial revolution? One is new media literacy, that is to ability to critically assess and develop the content that uses new media forms and to leverage these media for pervasive communications. Then virtual collaborations, ability to work productively, drive the management, and demonstrate the presence as a member of the virtual team. There is a cognitive load management, ability to discriminate and faster the information for importance and understand how to cognitive. Then there is a social intelligence, computational thinking, sense making, novel and adaptive thinking, cognitive load management, mindset, design mindset, and transdisciplinary in nature. So these are the competencies for 21st century, like analytical skills are interpersonal skills, ability to realize information processing, ability of changing and learning, critical thinking, then problem solving, then decision making, research and development. So these are the 10 skills that are needed now. Okay. So you have to be service orientation. Cognitive flexibility should be there. You cannot be rigid that you will do only things. Sometimes what seems like a very negative or a challenging event is what puts in alignment with our graded persons. Okay. So here we should have the knowledge of degree discipline, therefore. Practical and psychomotor skills are required. Interpersonal skills and social responsibility is required. Ethics and professionalism, communication and leadership skills, analytical and critical thinking skills, lifelong learning and information management, management skills and entrepreneurial characteristics. So this is a glimpse of future learning. These changes will point the way forward to the diverse learning ecosystem in which learning adapts to each child instead of each child trying to adapt to the school. This is, please, I want to read this again. The changes point the way towards the diverse learning ecosystem in which the learning adapts to each child. Learning should adapt to each child instead of each child trying to adapt to the school. Okay. So the modern learner is 5 out of 27 are distracted, they are overwhelmed, they are impatient. Okay, so a lot of issues are there. 1% of a typical work week in all employees have to focus on training and development. This is very important. So you have to, third, on-demand, collaborative, empowered workforce is required. So what is education 4.0 that we are thinking? Anywhere, anytime, personal, flexible delivery, practical application, why, where, not what now, peers and mentors, modular and projects, student ownership, evaluated, and it should not be evaluated, it should be evaluated, it should not be examined. Okay. And the trends are diverse time and place, personalized learning, free choice, project based, applied experience, data interpretation. Exams will change completely. Students' ownership, mentoring will change, will become more important. Okay. So, therefore, how, what, when, where, why are the very important things. So the improved student engagement, improved learning outcomes, career success and pathways, intervention and remediation. The academic institution should have improved student retention, maximize the student success. There should be a resource optimization, business intelligence and report and curriculum auditing. So there are a lot of virtual immersive teaching learning technologies are also coming, like there is a famous say, tell me I will forget, show me I will may remember, immerse me I will understand. So you have to break down the classroom walls, the future education will be. So now what the universities need to do, instill forces into student communication, collaboration, critical thinking and creativity, make programming and ICT education as compulsory, develop educational content in collaboration with industry, reform the content and the methodology of education via digital, have a top level resources to lead global industry engagement and create new business trends through the reform of higher education, industry 4.0, government and university research. So this is the curriculum and pedagogy, research. These are all some of the very important things. Promote universities as local community. Faculty has to be invested a lot. Partnerships has to be done. Infrastructure has to be divided. Government and leadership has to change. Funding has to be provided properly to teach well. Recalibrating the program offerings, and we have to be remain relevant. So how well I am learning, So we should have an organic learning. I can teach others. I am also good at this now. I know that, or I can do that now. I didn't know that. So these are all some of the things that reflect manage knowledge, tool set, skill set, and mindset. Okay. So the knowledge is, see, for example, you have to move from I don't know what I don't know to unconscious incompetence to reflective competence. Okay, that is our organic learning. Okay, so there are 12 principles of modern learning: compile, contribute, combine, change, correlate, compare, catch, cooperate, connecting, then communicating, collaborating, and learning globally. Okay, so with this, I think I have, yeah. If you have any questions, can you please tell me? If you, I am open to questions, please. See, what I want to discuss, what I wanted to tell you from the whole thing is, digital education has become an integral part of even the formal education system. So therefore, even the UGC and AICT are all recommending that the MOOC should be integrated as a part of our curriculum. So therefore, they have allowed up to 20% of credit transfer from these MOOCs. Hope you are understanding. They have already allowed 20% of the credit transfer. If you are offering 160 credits, 16 plus 16, 32 credits can be offered from offered from MOOCs. You need not teach them. Why? Because they want to inculcate people towards the digital learning. So now you please see the digital universities have set up, and a lot of you can actually, and the UGC has already told that there is no difference between the digital education or distance education and the formal education. So lot of things are actually coming towards, they are converging. So a day may come that people may not prefer classroom teaching and they may prefer digital teaching, because if they prefer such kind of digital teaching, then they will have a flexibility to do some work and then also learn. So therefore, a lot of changes is expected to happen, and these changes will have a very what you have a strong effect on our current education system, especially colleges, faculty, infrastructure, and other things. So therefore, it is very important for all the faculty members, because it is a faculty development program. Please upgrade your skills, especially in digital education. You should know how to create a MOOC, how to create a video, how to create a good PPT, how to create a good content, how to develop a case study, eh, uh, and many things, so that you can't be irrelevant, because what you teach is already available on the net. So you have to do something beyond. So there is one question. How can the teacher use various tools to teach mathematics in a more interactive? Yeah, this is very important. Many people have done a lot of research in this. So one is using top down approach to teach mathematics. Teaching mathematics through cases are examples. What we are doing currently, we are following a bookish pattern in mathematics, in the sense we take a book and we just start solving the examples one by one. Actually, many people in abroad have experimented to teach mathematics as a black box. Like, you don't teach how to derive. You should know that if you use this integration, if you give this input and this is the output. Similarly, people use mathematics, they are teaching like the cases. Like, they will take first one case study, and then they will tell you, to solve this particular case, how a current existing mathematic tools can be used. It takes a lot of time. Unfortunately, what happened, the mathematical professors or instructors of mathematics, they don't have a domain knowledge, or they don't have an application knowledge, and application people don't have a mathematical knowledge. So somewhere people have to come together, sit together, develop such kind of cases and teach mathematics in a more simple and modular way than the way that we are teaching. Because derivations are not required nowadays. Okay, unless and until it is a core course on mathematics. Okay, so if it is in an applied case, you need not actually show how to derive some of the things. You have to show how to use the mathematics as a tool. So that will actually solve majority of our problem. Only the core mathematicians require detailed treatment, whereas the rest just need how to use mathematics as a tool. So therefore, some effort has to be done. People have to sit with disciplined people and develop some cases and teach in an interactive way. Any